like, why not just get our own advisory opinion so that we can actually settle? You know, part of the reason that this has taken so long is that we continue to discuss and debate the law.
Because of this repeal, Rhode Island public schools may not charge fees for school services or programs. I don't need an advisory opinion.
I hear you loud and clear, and yet in Mr. Oliverio's advisory opinion to us, there is an exception that allows for fundraising, and I agree with
Of state law, nobody has appealed it. We've had nobody have a problem with this.
Wait, but is that the point?
Yeah.
Is that the, so I wanna
Yeah,
say,
that's
The
and-
oppressed minority hasn't
Right.
come forward?
But let me, no.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, so let me ask
Segregation
that.
was legal for,
Right.
what, 58 years? Or are you gonna
I'm
blame people
saying that
not
Okay,
coming
maybe
forward
this isn't
earlier?
the law. Maybe
Yeah,
this
we need
isn't
to-
the
we
law.
need to-
Maybe your
that's-
interpretation
we-
is wrong.
We need
Among
to
the
rein
more-
this
fact
in.
that no third grade parent has ever come forward and said, this is so wrong, this is
Yeah.
wrong. I believe that because it's part of the curriculum, on principle, I shouldn't have to pay. Even if I make $1 million a year, I shouldn't have to pay on principle, because he said it was part of, same way you give my kid a book and you give my kid a Chromebook or whatever, I shouldn't have to pay. I don't think that's our threshold, is whether or not somebody has come forward to say it's wrong. That is something for
It's
us.
whether is their interpretation of the law is what I'm saying.
I
If somebody
understand.
read the law and said whether or not they feel it's a violation of the law.
Right, and I think our job is to look at it, and I would say that you cannot charge a child to go on a curriculum embedded field
Right.
trip. It just doesn't make sense.
There's, as far as I know, 4 children, 30 years. I don't think there's ever been a child that hasn't been able to go on a field trip because they couldn't pay for it. All the principals have those line items in their budgets for specifically that item. The principals know who those children are. It doesn't come to the point that those kids have to go to the principal to ask. The principal knows. Do we want to have the school system that they don't go to the pumpkin farm or they don't go to the zoo? And
I think it's a false dichotomy. I don't think it's one
Yeah,
or
that
the
is
other.
not.
I don't
you
think
have a
that's.
school system. You will never know, nor will I, whether this affects 1 kid, 100 kids, or 300 kids. You will never know, nor will I, what's going on in the households of all 2,500 students in this district.
no, we won't.
You will never know whether if 130 kids came up in the 8th grade and said, I can't pay. Alexis, can I go? Then they're not going, because there is absolutely no way. We bank on the notion that those folks will not come forward and ask for that, because we couldn't afford $150,000 to send those other kids. In whether it's $5 or $15 or $25, the commissioner has, and the courts have made it abundantly clear that we don't put children in free public schools in that position. It's not okay under any circumstance. There's law on that.